So I often get asked, what is the secret to success and longevity and success in the arts? And that answer really is synonymous with other parts of your life, any career, any other goals you might have. And at least for my school and my experience, and something that I can say and hold my head up high and say that I did, which is one of the reasons I'm still here, the secret is this: keep walking through the door. Show up. Make it part of your life, make it part of your schedule, make it part of your ritual, whatever word you want to use. Don't think that you can skip a class and it's okay. Because ultimately what will happen is, if you tell yourself it's okay to skip a class, then it's okay to skip another class. And then by the time you know it, you've skipped so many classes that you can't find your way back, especially in the beginning. I tell students flat out when they sit at my desk, and I tell them, look, don't sign up unless you can come to class twice a week. Barring any kind of serious illness or major event that precludes you from coming, real event, show up. Twice a week, that's all we ask. You don't have to be here every day. You don't have to be overzealous. You don't have to be a poster boy or girl for the art. I don't care about all that. Just come in, be early, 15 minutes early to class, come in, get your mind ready for training, and just be here. That's really the success. It's all it takes. The rest is up to me, is up to people teaching you to guide you. But if you don't show up, we can't do that. And that was really my secret. For many years, I trained twice a week. It didn't matter if I worked many hours. It didn't matter if someone got mad at me for coming to class because we had to go out. It didn't matter that, my mom wanted me to come over and fix something for her. It didn't matter if, there was some cool event happening or a concert. I was in class. And yeah, I questioned that sometimes. I was human. But ultimately, I had this kind of gut feeling that this was going to be important for me. So I did just that. I showed up. I might have missed 8 classes, I think, in the whole time I trained with Mr. Weber. I didn't miss class. I just didn't do it. If you're not feeling that well and you got a headache, come to class. That's what, look, the times you come to class, especially when you're not feeling your best, those are the best classes. Hope that makes sense to people watching this. If you come in and you're full of energy and you're positive that day and nothing is wrong with the world, that's an easy day to come to class. Those are gimmies. That's easy to do. You shouldn't pat yourself on the back on the days you come to class. When you pat yourself on the back is the days when you're not feeling well. Is the days when you have so much stress on your shoulders that you feel the world is going to collapse you to the ground. It's those days when maybe your personal relationships aren't what they need to be and it's weighing on you. It's those days when you had to make extra accommodations with work so you didn't have to miss class. It's those days when you had to get up, at 4 in the morning instead of 7 to go take care of things so you had time to come to class that night. Those are the days when it counts. And that's when showing up to class counts. And that's the days you grow more, the best. That's really the secret. There's other things, of course, that are part of that. Once you've decided that you're going to be here, no matter what, that's the hardest part. You've done that. So now what? Well, keep notes. Every class, there should be a journal you have, and you should keep as detailed as you want to be, of course. Draw pictures, bullet points, it doesn't matter. Keep notes. Ask questions at the right time. Have a plan of your own coming to class. If your instructor says, today you have 20 minutes on your own, then you know what? Your class plan should kick into gear like that. Those things you need to work on, your weaknesses, maybe you're working on a test or whatever, maybe you have questions for the instructor, that's the time to kick into gear. I always get a little peeved when I say, okay, you have time on your own. I walk over to my desk, I look back, and there's people just talking. I don't hear a single slap on the mat or anybody rolling or anybody doing technique. They're just kind of looking at each other with a blank stare, which tells me you have no class plan. That is an important part of that. Be part of the process. When you come in early. Don't show up late to class. Big pet peeve of mine. Or any instructor that's serious about what they're doing. That shows disrespect. Be there at least 10 to 15 minutes early, barring, of course, accidents on the way, huge traffic issues, work. I always tell students I'd rather have you here than not, but let me know. Be communicative with your instructor. That's part of the process. When you're here early, look around. Don't just sit around and BS with your fellow students and your friends. Look around. Does the floor need to be swept? Do the mats need to be cleaned? Does the weapon rack need to be dusted? Does the garbage need to be taken out? Does there toilet paper in the bathrooms? Do the mirrors need cleaning? Not because we want servants. That's not part of that. I come in all the time and clean my own school, and I find great pleasure in it, and the quiet of it, and the solitude, and being able to get my mind right for class. But you do it because it's a responsibility that builds you, that builds that sense of belonging and that sense of ownership of the school. It's a great honor to do that, to be honest with you. I did it with my instructor. So be part of that process. Get the word out. Now we have social media. If your instructor makes a post, share it. If there's something about the training that's making your life better, share it with the world. Tell people about it, like-minded people, to come in and watch a class. Be part of the process. You can't just come in, take class, and leave anonymously. You won't get a lot out of it. You have to give yourself over to the training. You really, really do. The last thing is ego. And that's a big thing for everyone. Look, at some point, there has to be a bit of ego. When I step on the mat, I can't be a meek little mouse. I have to show that I own these mats. These mats are mine, and I am thankful to be teaching you, but make no doubt about it, I'm the instructor. And it's not, that's not the kind of ego that is unhealthy. You have to have a bit of ego to get you going, to get you to the next level. But there's a limit to that ego. You can't let that ego cloud what you need to work on as a student. You can't think you're perfect all the time. You can't let that ego not let you help other students beneath you. You can't let that ego govern you in the fact that you can't come in and help clean the school or help the school grow in any way in your own capacity. That's all part of being a good martial arts student. It's not being a pushover and letting yourself get taken advantage of. That should not ever happen in a school. But I think this is where the martial arts are special. It breeds that kind of humbleness and allowing the individual to be bigger than themselves. And that, in a nutshell, for me, is how you become successful as a student and have some longevity in the arts.